Hey everybody, and welcome to the King of Shadows 1111 YouTube channel. This is Queen of Light 1111 here with your energy check-in. So I just finished the Divine Feminine Masculine reading on the Queen of Light 1111 YouTube channel. So make sure that you guys watch that before you watch this one, because I tend to do that first and then I do this one. And so the message is absolutely tied together, and then just kind of really create a complete story. So we're going to look at Divine Masculine's overall energy, what's going on in his head, heart, and in his environment as related to his feminine. And then we're going to do a quick little check-in on the karmic cycle, karmic situation, karmic relationship, okay, however that applies to you. We are using the same Journeys of Love Oracle deck just because I just got some beautiful energy out of that. I wanted to continue to tap into that energy. So I've used that as the main Oracle card for the basis of masculine's energy towards his feminine. And we have the bottom of the deck as the Blood Dance. So this is really interesting. So when this card comes up, this is confirmation that masculine is connected to divine source. Okay, he's experiencing a phase of feeling cut off from his 3D self, or even from, his divine feminine, okay, even from his own intuition. But this is part of the cycle. And so there's this energy where things are starting to return to him. He's starting to get nourished again. He's been on this journey so far in life of fear, and he's been feeling lost, and he's been feeling troubled, and he's just been in this energy of not operating from his heart space. But he can feel his own intuition, his higher self, and his divine feminine calling him home. So this is the energy that for masculine, he has felt cut off from his heart. His heart is his feminine. His heart is his own soul. And now this life force is coming back. So the heart craves life, right? And the blood responds. So if you think about the actual heart, the organ that needs blood, and then it like, sends out blood. It pulls in blood, it sends out blood. So in relationship to this, it's like that's how life happens, right? There's the desire, then the action, the desire, then the action. This is all part of how things work, not only energetically, but in the physical. So, masculine's been in this energy of just feeling like he craves home, and he's looked for home everywhere but within himself. And when he finds that he is his own home, and he connects to his own divine source and into his higher self, he finds his feminine. So the bottom of the deck is this Blood Dance is the Fool card. He wants to take a leap of faith towards his divine feminine. He is operating from his heart space, Queen of Cups. And when he goes into his heart, he is feeling overcome with grief. He's in this energy where he starts to understand the loss of his heart, right? The loss of his love. And he's wanting to change things. He wants to connect back to his destiny, okay? He wants to end the pain. He wants to end his grief. He wants to take this leap of faith. So the divine feminine is really in masculine's heart, and he is feeling the loss of his heart at this time. So what is his overall energy towards his feminine? Here we have it again, Heart Fire. This is the first card in this oracle deck. So when this card comes out, this is about masculine trusting the passion and fire of his heart to guide him in his decisions. When he connects to his heart space, his heart feels alive. And when he thinks of his feminine who sits in his heart, he feels alive, and he is choosing that. He is choosing that. There is a completion of this, adventure that he wants to have now that he's in his mastery, now that he's worked hard and he's focused, and he's going to work smart because he knows his Empress his divine feminine is the one. So in his overall energy towards his feminine, his heart is on fire for her. He wants to close out this energy of immaturity. He knows that in order to fulfill this connection, he must communicate, and he's focused on that. He is focused on conquering his fears to move towards his goddess, his divine feminine. So what is he thinking when so again, right, intellect, right? We know that he's operating from his heart space right now, but he has been in and out of his head space. So what is he thinking when he thinks of his feminine? Fire and ice. I love this is the number 10. So this was the number 1. This is a 10, which is a 1. There's a lot of new beginnings here. So when this card of fire and ice comes out, this is that conflict, right? His mental energy, when he's applying too much logic, that's where he gets the conflict, okay? And so this oracle is about that guidance, that the conflict he feels within or externally is a sign of his spiritual growth. And so he needs to address that conflict. He needs to be larger than that conflict, okay? He needs to be in this energy where he may feel that something is impossible, but it's not. He may think that, gosh, I got to make a decision. Is this impossible to be with my divine feminine again? But if he uses his heart, he is going to get closer and closer to what it is that he truly desires. And he's got to let go of the logic. He's got to let go of the ego. So this is specific guidance for masculine, for his headspace, that anything in relationship to his feminine that requires a decision, he needs to drop into his heart space. Okay? And instead of pushing away, he's got to pull it closer, because the heart is what he needs to follow. And so there has been this stalemate in this new beginning, but with this eclipse, he has felt this loss of power. It's like this energy where things have been revealed about the past for him. And so in his logic, in his, he's dipping into his heart. He's operating more from his heart. And so he's in this energy of icing out, right? Using the fire to melt that cold, logical energy, okay? Because this connection has been at a stalemate for too long. And this eclipse has really helped transform him and release him from that powerlessness that he's been feeling. So what's happening in his heart? Look, 3 to 1. This is a number 10, another number 1. So when this 3 to 1 card comes out, it's that energy, okay? It's that energy of the masculine, the feminine coming into the union, which becomes 1, right? There's the masculine, feminine, and the union. Bring those together, it's 1. So when this card comes out, this is saying in his heart he feels that new life is upon him now. He is being reborn. He wants to give birth to what is meant for him in this lifetime, and he needs to not worry about it. All he needs to do is open his heart. Open his heart. If he follows his heart, his destiny will be fulfilled. And then the rest is up to the divine. But this is very much an energy from masculine to feminine to child. There's 1. So what we saw in the Queen of Light reading, we see masculine is tapping into his inner feminine, right? And then that inner feminine energy is leading him to his outer feminine, and then it's creating that new birth of that union, okay? So what about it? He has been observing himself. Page of Swords and the Hermit. He is observing himself. He's using his inner guide. He's using his inner guide to break free from immaturity, from playing the field. He was in this 3 to 1 energy. All right, let me have all kinds of females. Let me have all kinds of other relationships, okay? So he was in trying to have third parties with other people. Because that's the other message that I'm getting with this whole 3 to 1, okay? There's this energy of let me be with this person and this person and this person, instead of becoming one with himself. And so he has observed himself with his intuition, with his inner guide, and it has shed a lot of light on his own rebelliousness. It has shed a lot of light on his own insecurities, and it's time for him to break free of playing the field, of dating everybody, to just be in his own union. So what's happening in his environment as related to feminine? Look at this. She loves 61. This is the first different number that we're getting. That's the number 7. So it could be that your life path is 7, or his life path is 7, or 7 is just also a number of spiritual seeking. So when this card comes out in his environment as related to his feminine, this is saying you're forgiven. You are worthy of forgiveness. You are capable of spiritual generosity in forgiving others. So if there's someone he can't forgive, or he's just not forgiving himself, okay? This is this energy where he's got to go into his own intuition. He's got to let things go. He has to allow the forgiveness that the divine has for him to fill his heart. I feel like he's feeling so guilty, so overwhelmed about all of the things that he's done in this connection, to himself, maybe to other people. And he's got to forgive himself first before he forgives others or seeks forgiveness from other people. He has to free himself of this guilt, of his own resentment, and he has to understand that he's worthy of forgiveness, because that's the only thing that's going to bring victory. Look at 9 of Pentacles again. This is a huge message. He has to be confident that he is worthy, that he is in this energy of independence, right? He's got to understand that he's connected to source, that there was a big picture to all of this, and that he's in this energy that he's developed now. He's worthy of forgiveness. The universe has forgiven him. The divine has forgiven him. The divine feminine has forgiven him. And he needs to understand that. And so then that brings in victory, where he's now independent, no longer in codependent connections, because he sees his worth. He knows that he is one. He's starting to see things from a higher perspective, and he's much more mature and developed now. So now, what is his energy towards the karmic situation, karmic person, karmic cycle? So by the way, if you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. I am running a special. Use coupon code ECLIPSE10, 10% off any service, any reading, any coaching or healing session. And I am running a Zoom session on Sunday, okay? And that is to activate your third eye and do a twin flame healing for you and your connection. So in this energy towards his karmic, okay, or karmic situation, person, or cycle, job, family, whatever, there's been a breakthrough. There's the truth, the sword of truth and clarity, and he has taken leadership. He's in his leadership. He has his vision that he needs to move on. And look at Queen of Swords. This came up in his energy towards divine feminine. He knows that he needs to head into a new direction towards his divine feminine. He knows this. That is the truth. He knows that it's time to move on from this karmic cycle, from this karmic connection. He is listening to his own inner feminine, and that is leading him to his divine feminine. So there is this clarity that he is opening up to, that he is taking control of, that he is being a leader, that it's time for him to move away. It is time for him to shift to an aligned partner. So his energy towards the karmic is he's awakened that he needs to move on. He's got to move on. He's got to move on. It's time to surrender this connection and stand in his strength. He knows this. The energy of the connection is they're at the crossroads, right? There are other people, other relationships that the karmic or masculine, definitely masculine, we know from the bottom of the deck, he wants his divine feminine, right? They're at the crossroads. There are third-party situations here. Divine feminine has created divine masculine has created a third-party situation here by choosing the karmic. And now he's like, I don't know if I even want this, right? And so there's this energy here where they're at the crossroads. There are other people, other connections that have restricted this connection and a new beginning. But I'm also getting that he's planning to have a new beginning with someone else. And perhaps even the karmic wants to move on with someone else that's more aligned with her or him, whoever it is. So there is this energy where they're planning connections with other people, right? Maybe they're just like, let's just be friends, but we're not the Two of Cups. You know, this karmic connection is not the Two of Cups. It is not the union. And so this connection is in the planning stages. We're trying to, plan other relationships, but we're restricted in this connection around any new beginning. It's like we want to no longer be in this codependent connection. It's time to move on, and masculine is seeing that. So what is the energy of where this karmic connection is headed? There is going to be a new beginning. And I feel like here's the Queen of Wands to the King of Wands, that this karmic partner is now motivated. I feel like also masculine is motivated. And within a few weeks, there will be a development and an unfolding that everyone will see that they are no longer together, that they are independent of each other, that they're isolated from each other, and that they are on their own separate islands. So there is this energy here where there's energy and a new beginning as related to the karmic, where the karmic is even deciding, they're both deciding, it's time to isolate, it's time to separate, it's time to go solo. We already saw 9 of Pentacles for him and his environment. He is seeing he's no longer codependent. He no longer needs third-party situations. What he does want and what he does need is his divine feminine, his most aligned love. And that came from a great deal of mastery, of skill, of conquering himself and his ego, of disciplining himself. And he is operating from his heart space. His heart burns and bleeds for his feminine. It's happening, folks. It's happening. If you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. Have a great day. Bye.